Good morning and welcome to today's satsang. Often when I'm trying to understand a deeper concept, the channel will come in and provide me of a memory of my own childhood to help to try to integrate this knowing into me. And they shared with me this memory of when I was on my cousin's farm in Pennsylvania, and we were looking at the milk that was from their neighbor's cow. And they were describing to me, my cousins were describing to me the cream on the top of the milk, and they showed how it floated in unhomogenized milk. On the top, it's the most delicious part of the milk. And the reason why the channel was sharing that with me was because I was asking, how do I move through this experience to allow me to be the fullest expression of myself in this lifetime, journeying toward the enlightened state that I seek? And so this visual is to explain that if you look at that jar of milk and you see the cream on the top, that is the richest experience. That is the most delicious part of our journey. That is our fullest potential. And on the bottom, the milk is more dense. And that is a way we can move through this experience if we are unconsciously moving through this experience. However, we have a choice to move to the vantage point of le crème de la crème and live life from that space of knowing. And it is more joyful and less painful to be moving into life, moving through life in that space. So I want to go into the channel today and ask how. How can we move to that space in a way that allows us to get the most out of this experience, knowing that this is in a way tragedy by design. Our soul is going to go through these huge rites of passage for us to evolve our soul. So let's go into the channel and see what they have to say. Good morning, dear ones. Yes, it is a lovely visual to imagine this beautiful glass jar with the cream floating on top. Yes? Yes. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. And notice where you are and where you choose to be. Good. Take a deep breath in and out. We want you to understand that anywhere you are on your path is exactly where you need to be. Yes, le crème de la crème does feel better, but what if you have to move through all the layers of milk to be able to get there? We want you to appreciate the entire journey and not just try to run to the cream. We know that may feel better, but you must remember, all of these experiences have tremendous value to you and for you. Yes? Good. So we want you to experience the pleasure of every layer of that milk. And yes, you can use some tools to get to the crème de la crème. And we'd like to share them with you now. The most important, which we are going to have you do as we are speaking to you, is to calibrate your energy, to sink in, sync up with the more enlightened being that you are. Yes, some people call it your higher self. And the way you do that is take a deep breath in and out. Move into the lotus position where you are sitting crisscross and your lower back is arched. Good. And notice as soon as you do that, the life force moving through you, yes? Isn't that amazing? You can quickly move to a different vantage point just by allowing what is the naturally occurring experience in this lifetime to happen to you. The second tool we want to give you is just set the intention. I choose to move through life in a way where I soak up all of these experiences and yet am able to move through them from the vantage point of my soul. That is the visual we want you to have. Le crème de la crème is the vantage point. So when you move through a situation, we ask you to go ahead and say, what does my soul understand about this experience? Well, first and foremost, you know it is purposeful. You know you have summoned it to awaken you to a deeper truth inside of you. Yes, that perspective shift alone will allow you to float to the top and move through your experiences with non-attachment. The old story that you tell about the victim that you are, this is happening to me, poor me, cannot exist in la crème de la crème. It can only exist in the lower dimensions. The power struggle that you see in this experience is not really there. The power struggle only exists inside the ego mind. So you can see that you are not a victim. This isn't happening to you. This is happening for you to be free. So some of us living here in the United States during this pandemic are very concerned about their economic future. Yes, their career. How are they going to support themselves? But understand, that is part of your experience here. If you were born in, let's say, India, in the inner cities, with nothing, not even a pair of shoes, this crisis, quote unquote, that is happening is not bringing up that question. So in your actual experience, it's being brought up for you to become free, to unlock yourself from that experience. And think about what you will understand at the end of it if you did lose everything. That this adventure was okay. And that you did survive and you're not out on the streets and you became more resourceful and you banded together with people and you created relationships that you may not have had because you had this interreliance now that didn't exist before as you were sheltered in your own homes with a acre around your homes, being very isolated. So we want you to trust that what comes from this experience, dear ones, can bring you a new adventure that will fulfill you in ways that you couldn't imagine. So don't hold on to the old experience that you've been in. Instead, trust that the experience that shows up in front of you enables more growth, more expansion, more freedom. Okay, dear ones? Do you feel the lightness of that as we speak of that to you? Release the attachment to what was and look forward to what is. That is how you will float to the top. And that is a beautiful, delicious, rich vantage point. We love you, dear ones. We are here for you. We promise you, we are on the other side of this very thin veil right now, helping you, guiding you, nudging you. Look for the signs. We are there. Meditate, please, dear ones. We are ready to communicate with each of you now. We love you. We adore you. We wish you a wonder-filled day. Namaste, dear ones.